It's contest time again, so let me tell you about the Down and Dirty Weathering Contest, Part 2, on Ron's Trains and Things right now. Hi, I'm Ron of Ron's Trains and Things, and if you'd like to see more model railroad tips, tools, and techniques, then be sure and subscribe down below and click on that little bell icon so you can catch future videos. Last year, I brought you the Down and Dirty Weathering Contest, where contestants weathered 2 freight cars in an effort to win gift certificates from Midwest Model Railroad, as well as some merch from Ron's Trains and Things. Well, it's contest time again, and I'm going to bring you now version 2 of the Down and Dirty Weathering Contest. It's going to be a little bit different from last year, so I hope you'll listen as I try to briefly explain how the contest is going to work. For this year's contest, we're going to simplify the process a little bit. Contestants will be weathering 1 freight car and making 1 video for the sake of the contest. Now, the freight car that you're going to be weathering has to be a new car, and it has to remain in stock condition, with the exception of you can upgrade trucks, couplers, and wheel sets. Other than that, the details of the car has to remain the same. It can be any kind of freight car. It can be in any scale. You can use any means of weathering the car that you like, whether it's powders or paints or pastels, whatever it is you choose to use whatever processes that you want. If you'd like to repaint, renumber, reletter, decal, graffiti the car, all of that is open to your interpretation of how you'd like to weather your particular freight car. Maybe you want something that's really heavily weathered. Maybe you'd rather do something that's a little lighter and a little more nuanced. Whatever you think will make the best presentation on your car, that's what you should do for the contest. Now, in the process of weathering your contest, you're going to have to make 1 video about the process. It must begin with a shot of the car that you're going to weather before you do any work on it. You need to show us and tell us a little bit about the weathering that you do, and then ultimately give us some really good shots of the finished product whenever your job is done. The video must be between 10 and 20 minutes in length and show us all of those required elements. And you have from January 1st until March 3rd of 2019 to get your cars purchased, weathered, get your videos made, and get them uploaded in order to enter into the contest. Now that's kind of a general overview of how the contest is going to work, but there are more details that you need to know in a written set of rules. You can find those rules in 2 ways. First, you can find them on the Facebook page that I made last year dedicated to the Down and Dirty Weathering Contest. Now, I'm going to provide a link to that Facebook page in the description down below. It is a closed group, so you will need to ask to join, but I will include you as soon as you ask. You can also send me an email at ronstrainsinthings@gmail.com, and that link is in the description as well. Simply ask for a set of the rules for the Down and Dirty Weathering Contest. I'd be glad to email a copy directly to you. We had some great entries last year. I was very excited about some of the work that was done. We had some really nice weathering done. We also had some people who tried their hand at weathering for the very first time last year, and that was exciting as well. Now, last year's grand prize winner was John Crowdis. And many of you may know him now because he now has his own YouTube channel called JC's Rip Track, in which he is doing a lot of weathering and showing and teaching you the very techniques that he uses in doing his weathering. Well, this year we've had to disqualify John from entering into the contest since he was the grand prize winner. But we didn't exclude him altogether. He's going to be one of our guest judges at the end of the contest. So whenever we get to the end of the contest, all of the contestants will be judging one another's work, but we will also have judging sheets filled out by myself, by Eric Hall at IMRRO.com, by Stephen Atwell at Midwest Model Railroad, and by John Crowdis, our guest judge, as last year's grand prize winner. Now, you're asking yourselves by now, what can I win? Well, we're very happy once again to have this contest sponsored by Midwest Model Railroad. If you're not familiar with Midwest Model Railroad, they are a great online hobby shop. And there's a link to their shop in the description down below. You can go check out their great products, and you'll get fantastic service from them as well. The grand prize winner this year will receive a $100 gift certificate to Midwest Model Railroad, as well as your choice of some merch from my Teespring company store. By the way, if you haven't noticed the merch line down below my videos the last few weeks, those are links to items in my Teespring company store where you can find t-shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, phone cases, all kinds of Ron's Trains and Things merch. I hope you'll go check that out. The second place and People's Choice Award winners will each receive a $50 gift certificate to Midwest Model Railroad, as well as their choice of one item from the Ron's Trains and Things company store at Teespring as well. So I hope that those of you who are adept at weathering and enjoy weathering will be sure and enter into the contest this year. Get a car that you can prepare to weather and enter. And maybe you have never tried your hand at weathering. This is a great opportunity for you to not only do some weathering, but to show off those weathering skills and maybe even get a little helpful feedback along the way. Who knows? You may end up being the grand prize winner. So once again, I hope you'll check out the complete rules at the Facebook page for the Down and Dirty Weathering Contest in the description down below, or email me. I'll be glad to send you a copy. Any questions that you might have about the contest, you can email those to me as well. Please just make sure you put DDWC2 in the subject line so I know that you're asking about the weathering contest. Well, I think that pretty well sums up the generalities of the contest, and I look forward to seeing some great weathering and some fantastic videos from our contestants this year. Look forward to seeing those hopefully as early in January as possible. And I hope that you will check out the videos that the participants make as well. I'll put them all in a playlist, and they will be available on my page at Ron's Trains and Things. Well, hey, if model railroad weathering is of interest to you, here's a link to some videos that I've made about weathering. You can check those out. Also, be sure and take a look in the description down below where you're going to find all of those links that I have mentioned in this video, as well as links to my Amazon page, my Amazon Pick of the Week, my Patreon page, and places where you can connect with me on social media. Be sure and join me each Tuesday as I bring you more great model railroad videos, and I look forward to seeing you then. Lizzie?